Very shocking news. For BTS fans. BTS Jin says no to marriage. The complex relationship between K-pop idols and their private lives has once again become a focal point of intense discussion, following a candid revelation regarding BTS's eldest member, Jin. The conversation was sparked not by an official agency statement, but through an unfiltered interaction on a YouTube channel hosted by entertainer and webtoon artist Hyung. In a recent video featuring singer Chuu, the dialogue shifted toward the often unspoken, rigorous expectations placed on idols concerning romantic relationships. It was during this exchange that Hyung offered a rare glimpse into the private mindset of Kim Seok-jin, revealing a level of dedication that blurs the line between professional obligation and personal sacrifice. According to Hyung, whose real name is Kim Hee-min, Jin's stance on dating is not merely a public relations strategy designed to appease fans. It is a personal code of conduct he adheres to even when the cameras are off. Hyung recounted a private conversation where he asked Jin directly about his avoidance of romantic relationships. Jin's reported response was stark in its simplicity and profound in its implication. He stated that he avoids dating and has no plans for marriage because anything less would be a betrayal of loyalty to his fans. Hyung emphasized that while many industry figures publicly feign availability while dating in secret, Jin shuts down the very idea, reportedly telling his friend, "No, Hyung, you shouldn't do that," reaffirming that his commitment to the fandom, known as ARMY, takes precedence over his personal life. This revelation has triggered a complex wave of reactions across the online community. For some fans, this admission is the ultimate validation of the bond they share with the idol, a confirmation that the love they pour into him is reciprocated with a form of exclusive dedication. However, for others, the news brought a sense of quiet melancholy. Critics of the industry's strict standards and concerned fans alike have expressed unease, questioning the fairness of a system where a man in his 30s feels he must forego personal intimacy to maintain professional integrity. The debate touches on the core ethics of celebrity culture. Where does the artist end and the human being begin? This discourse arises at a critical juncture for the group. BTS is currently on the precipice of a historic return to the global stage. After a hiatus of more than 3 years, Big Hit Music has confirmed the release of the group's highly anticipated full-length album Erarang, scheduled for March 20, 2026. The album release will be the precursor to a massive world tour spanning 34 cities and 79 shows, commencing with a grand opening concert at Goyang Stadium on April 9, 2026. With the group preparing to re-enter the spotlight, Jin's reported comments serve as a reminder of the immense weight carried by the members as they navigate their return not just as musicians, but as icons who have defined a generation. To truly understand why a global superstar would voluntarily choose a path of solitude for the sake of his audience, one must look beyond the headlines and into the history of the man himself. Kim Seok-jin's journey to becoming the steadfast hyung of BTS was never a guaranteed path to glory. It was a road paved with uncertainty, adaptation, and a quiet, persistent struggle to belong. Unlike his bandmates, many of whom were underground rappers or street dancers breathing music from a young age, Jin's aspirations originally lay in acting. He was a student of art and film at Konkuk University, dreaming of scripts and stages, not choreography and stadiums. His entry into big hit entertainment is the stuff of legend, scouted while disembarking from a bus purely because of his striking visuals. He was cast for his face, a blessing that would ironically become his greatest hurdle in the early years. When he joined the trainee group that would become BTS, Jin was stepping into a world he did not know. He was surrounded by prodigious talents, RM's lyrical genius, Suga's production prowess, J-Hope's dance mastery. In those early sweat-drenched practice rooms, Jin was the outlier. He had to learn to sing and dance from scratch. While others refined their skills, Jin had to build his. The physical toll was immense. but the psychological burden was heavier. He often spoke in the early days of feeling like he was holding the group back, a sentiment that reveals the deep-seated fear of being the imposter in a group of prodigies. As the eldest, traditional Korean culture placed a specific burden on his shoulders. He was expected to be the pillar, the leader, the one who sets the example. Yet, in terms of musical skill, he was playing catch-up. This dynamic created a unique form of loneliness. He had to command respect as the oldest brother while simultaneously humbling himself to learn from members younger than him. It required a suppression of ego that few could manage. To survive, Jin constructed a shield, his persona. He became the funny one, the worldwide handsome, the man who blew kisses to the camera and cracked dad jokes at every opportunity. For years, audiences laughed, seeing it as confidence. But looking back through the lens of a documentary narrative, we can see that his humor was a deflection. It was a way to break the tension, to protect his younger brothers from awkward interviews, and to hide his own fatigue. If he laughed at himself first, the critics couldn't hurt him. He became the mood maker, absorbing the stress of the group so the others could focus on their craft. But in the quiet moments, the mask would slip. In his solo tracks like Awake and Epiphany, Jin revealed a rich inner world filled with doubt and a longing for self-acceptance. He sang about wide awake, don't cry, and the realization that perhaps he couldn't fly like the flower petals, referring to his talented members. These were not the songs of an arrogant superstar. They were the confessions of a man trying to find his worth in a world that constantly compared him to others. This context makes his recent comments about marriage and dating all the more poignant. Jin has spent his entire adult life mastering the art of self-sacrifice. He sacrificed his acting dream to become an idol. He sacrificed his privacy to become a global star. And now, as revealed by Kian84, he appears willing to sacrifice the prospect of a traditional romantic life to uphold a promise to his fans. It is a decision born not out of contractual obligation. He is far too established for that now, but out of a deep, perhaps burdensome, sense of honor. The military service period was a testament to this character. As the first to enlist, he faced the cold reality of the barracks alone, stepping away from the adoration of millions to become a regular soldier. He performed his duties with distinction, becoming an assistant instructor, proving that his discipline extended far beyond the stage. When he returned, he didn't demand freedom. He went straight back to work, hugging 1,000 fans in a gesture that spoke louder than any press release. There is a profound, silent respect that must be paid to a man who makes such choices. In an era where self-care often means prioritizing oneself above all else, Jin represents an older, perhaps fading archetype of loyalty. He views the relationship with ARMY not as a transaction. I sing, you buy, but as a covenant. He believes that the love he receives requires a total return of investment, even if the currency is his own personal freedom. Some fans may argue that he deserves to date, that he deserves to go home to a partner who loves Kim Seok-jin the person, not Jin the idol. These sentiments come from a place of love. But there is also a need to respect his autonomy. If Jin defines his happiness through his loyalty to the group and the fans, that is a choice that commands reverence. It reveals a man who has found a purpose larger than himself. As BTS prepares for Arirang and the upcoming world tour, the lights will shine brighter than ever. When Jin steps onto the stage at Goyang Stadium in April 2026, the screams will be deafening. But amidst the noise, there will be a new layer of understanding between him and the audience. They will look at him and see not just the visual, not just the vocalist, but a man who has quietly, consistently, chosen them over everything else. The tragedy and the beauty of the idol life are intertwined in this narrative. It is a life of immense adoration and immense solitude. Jin's declaration that he says, No to Marriage is a reminder of the cost of the dreams we consume. He is the guardian of the group's bond with the fans, the silver voice, who sings of self-love while giving pieces of himself away to millions. Whether this decision is permanent or for a season, it stands as a testament to his character. In a world of fleeting promises, Jin remains the constant, standing firm in his resolve, alone in his loyalty, but never truly alone as long as the music plays.